Hey everyone, Stacy Frizzell here. I haven't done a video in a while, but just having one of those days where I feel like I have some stuff to share. And I wanted to talk about anger. And anger's kind of been my theme for the week. And I had a really intense session today working through my own stuff. And having someone facilitate me working through that. And if you're someone like myself who has difficulty getting in touch with their anger or feels not justified in their anger or feels like I'm just not an angry person. Typically, people that say I'm just not an angry person or I'm just not the kind that gets angry tend to be the most angry. They just have done a really great job of pushing that down. So first, I want to say if you're dealing with any of these things, I highly recommend working with a professional to facilitate you in working through some of these emotions. Anger in our society and like in the spiritual community has often been condemned or looked at as a negative emotion, but anger can actually, when used constructively, be the rocket fuel to our true inner strength. Anger is meant as a protective mechanism. If there's a perceived threat to our sense of self or to our physical self, whatever it is, anger is there to protect us. So when we're able to get healed and truly in our inner self and strength, there's very little need ever for anger because our sense of self cannot be threatened. Um, Something I learned about myself today that I want to share in hopes that it could be to benefit of somebody listening to this is being able to sit in your anger and not letting the other voices, judgments, or critics come in. And how that may look is thinking about something you're angry about, and then you hear this other voice coming in going, yeah, but that person did the best they could, and they didn't mean it, or um, I shouldn't be complaining because there's people out there that have it way worse than me, and what we're doing is really blocking that part of us that really needs to be heard and seen and felt. To have that outlet, to have that release for healing. So, can we sit in our feelings without the judgment and without the critic and the justification and just feel our feelings that are just really yelling to be felt? And just getting rid of that stigma about anger. I always used to associate anger with, okay, anger is bad. Anger looks like rage and violence and yelling. And we don't yell in this house and we're not violent in this house. And that's anger and that's negative when we don't do that. That's anger used in a really destructive way, but anger is actually a healthy thing to feel and get in touch with and work through so we can get to our true inner strength. And sitting with those feelings and writing them out and, burning the paper after, or having a conversation, or working with a professional, or sitting with our feelings and then going for a run and having that energetic release. But whatever we do, it's about getting in touch with it and not saying these feelings are right and these feelings are wrong, but allowing our feelings to be seen and heard and validated, if not by anyone out there, but by us, because that's who our soul needs. That's who our heart needs, is us to show up and witness and be that mother to those parts and say, it's okay. And yeah, that sucked. And yeah, you have a right to be angry. And in just by validating and allowing our feelings to come up, so much healing can take place. We get so much more space in us. So I just wanted to share this today in hopes that there's somebody out there that was meant to watch this and it may spark something for you as you move forward in your own self-work. Working on ourselves and healing ourselves, it's a really hard journey at times, but one that's very worthwhile.